Well, hello again, friends. Welcome back. So goodness gracious me, where do I even begin? So I'm a maniac, and I woke up early. I'm actually recording this before work because I had like dreams about the highway, and then I woke up and I was like, well, if you're dreaming about it, you might as well just do it. So my thoughts is, you can kind of see like we're not really winning the battle, I guess is a good way to put it, with our highway. And I had just kind of casually mentioned at the end that we might maybe transfer or transform this into a kind of like an express lane with a collector lane kind of system. And then that way, if people want to go further into the city, they'll stay in the express lanes. If they want to leave and merge and this and that, they'll move over to the express lanes. It's correct, the collector lanes. And that, hopefully in combination, should alleviate our traffic problems, give people a bit more options, spread the load around. And yeah, I think that's kind of a winning strategy. So I figured we could just kind of jump in, try that out. We're not doing a whole heck of a lot of damage since most of the tram lines need to be replaced anyhow. So we might unfortunately lose this line as well. I'll do my best to kind of keep it. But my thoughts were just to kind of pause the game and do as little damage as that as possible. And literally just restart the highway. So that's now empty. We'll delete this. And, if it doesn't work, we're kind of going to go back to the drawing board, but I think we got the right idea. Okay. Now, for sure, the side roads have to go. Possibly we have to redo this. We'll see how much room we need for the collector arms. And I had a suggestion to make one of these pathways for bicycles. And it's something we actually have not been doing a whole heck of a lot of. And shame on me, because I know that in the winter people do bike, especially if the cities they do a good job of clearing snows and they keep the bike paths open. So again, it's just cold in the winter, but anything else you can kind of is manageable. Okay, so I have a feeling that the pillars in these bridges are going to have to be a little bit wider. Same with on the train bridge here. That one should be fine though. Okay, so my general plan, just to make this super simple, is just, basically keep our, highway the way it was. Ta-da, very nice. Let's redo this afterwards. That'll probably connect to one of the collector lanes. Just leave out like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a 2-lane collector lane system kind of flowing right next to it. And then for us to get the right kind of spacing, what I'm going to do is convert these over like that so we get the grids. And then just go like this. Oh, I'm so silly. We don't want to be it's below ground, my goodness. Let me try that again. There, so then we'll update this. And if noise pollution does become a real big factor, what we can do, oh yeah, these have to be changed as well, is, well, shoot, unfortunately we're going to have to redo that path as well. That's not the end of the world, though. Anyway, I was going to say that if the noise pollution does end up being, like, a big problem for us, we can switch these over to a, what's the word I'm looking for here? The 3-lane highway that has a sound barrier. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. But we'll see how it goes first. Okay, so we'll switch that direction. But you can kind of see the goal here is now just to spread the load around, add some more lanes, hopefully get a better routing of traffic overall. And for those of you that did notice, yes, the game does run like quite a bit slower once you start piling on huge amounts of assets. So for those of you with computers at home and you're kind of debating whether or not your computer can run it, so if you can barely run the game, or like a decent sized city, without any mods or assets, I really wouldn't recommend doing too many. And definitely don't do as many as me. I'm actually debating whether or not I want to take some out. But they're just so fun and addictive, I love them. Okay, so let's bring these up. Yeah, that's pretty even. Now I wonder if that'll fix the route for us. I think we have to snap the one stop or something. Let's modify this. So if I just move that stop and back, there we go. That should fix. I just want it to look like it's above the bridge again, you know? So let's maybe put that over here really quickly and then put that back. Yep, that's it. Okay, so that's the one tram line still working, so that's good news at least. And then we'll just reconnect this guy. And it's a shame there's not a 6-lane option with tram tracks. You know, something like this, right? Oh, an 8-lane road. Holy smokes, that must be a new one. Because the 4 lanes, I mean, they do a fairly decent job at balancing, you know, higher volumes of traffic. It's just, ideally, it'd be nice to have, you know, a 6-lane road, yeah, with tram tracks. That would be like just a primo perfecto, you know? Not quite the right spacing. What's going on over here? Yeah, so what I'm going for is just a drop from here. So let's try that. Maybe that's a bit more even. No, not quite. I think I actually had it the other time. These little things I just like to, you know, I like making sure these are done right. Okay, so what I was doing was just trying to get a long bridge. There we go. When I say long bridge, I just mean like, see how this is all one kind of smooth, longer segment? That's what I was going for. Okay, so since we can't buy this tile just yet, we're not going to convert that interchange. But I think the long-term goal is to switch that over to something a little bit more like higher volume, higher efficiency. There we go. Just go like that. Okay. Put this bridge back in as well. And then we'll do really simple, just like diamond style interchanges, but we'll draw them a little bit, you know, long and exaggerated. And that should hopefully be enough to kind of fix our little traffic woes right here. And same as last time, let's maybe smooth this out a bit. Troublemaker, huh? There we go. You can see what happens when you go past, I think it's 11 units. The bridge kind of changes a bit. Kind of wants to do it almost like a two-step. But no, I like this. My goodness, we've done so many changes, so, like, you know, this early on into the city for this one little area. But you can kind of see, up until now, we haven't quite gotten the right design. So, I mean, I don't mind doing this over and over again. I hope this doesn't seem too redundant for you guys. You guys can see the importance, though. Okay, so that was almost even. Bit better. Those kind of look the same though. Okay. So we now have our connections redone. And I'm not going to... Actually, you know what we can do? We can figure out how to get these... Oops, that's not what I want. I want roads, silly. Okay, so one thing at a time here. Let's start over here. So from here, we are breaking out and we're like literally just connecting over to this guy. And how many units was that? Just for... kind of difficult to get that again, but 15-ish units. So more or less like that. Okay. Not the most symmetrical thing. I want to maybe stretch this a little bit further out, but that's actually not too bad on our first little stab at this. Again, not the oh, actually, no, I take that back. That might actually be more symmetrical than, yeah, it is, and I'm giving it credit for. Same with here, actually, that's a fairly decent little stab. Okay, so there's that. This, hopefully, fingers crossed, is what we're after. And then we'll need just one more over here as well, but I think we'll use, just a little bit creative here. What am I looking for here? Right, 4 lane. Like such. Alright. And just like that. Perfect. Okay. Now, this will be a little bit trickier just because of the little bridge we got right there with the tram tracks. And of course, when I say bridge, I mean tunnel. There we go. So challenging, yes, but we're still able to kind of get what we're after here. And the cool thing is we can sneak that right underneath and still get the kind of look we're going for. Cool. Alright. Okay, we'll just do our job to get this, or do our best get these two nice and even. Sometimes it's not 100% possible, but as long as it's the same general kind of look, that's fine by me. So there we go. A much more, you know, professional looking in-town little highway network right here. And then the last thing we need is just little ways to get, you know, from these guys on and off of, you know, our highway to express. You know, need these little, there we go. Okay, so the option to go out that way. Probably should have a few merging little points, you know? Tricky to get these in, though, looks like. Because the key is to have enough speed to still be able to, you know, not slow the highway down. Okay, so why don't we just go for, again, a little bit of an even Steven approach. And these are the kind of things we can just, you know, monitor and see if they're doing an efficient job. There we go. Actually, I quite like the angle of that one. Angle of attack, as it were. Alright, there it is. Get our directions going the right way. Okay, so out, come back on, that's the way to get into there. Yeah, that's fine. We probably need one more way to the express from over here, and then one more way back on, but further down. So that would be like that. And that will be like that. Okay, should those both be like that though? Yeah, I think so. Okay. There, not too bad. So what we can do now is leave this as it is. Just have that tram track, you know, stay separate, stay under. This one I think is fine as well. I'm actually tempted to maybe, if we can squeeze this in. If not, totally no problem. Oh yeah, it looks like that. And that is purely for the sake of traffic. And we'll just kind of keep, you know, a little internal as it is. Hey, okay, alright. Another great change. My goodness, we have changed this so many times now. But I think we're, you know, we're getting closer to what, you know, what we should be using in the end, which is efficient, you know, highways and proper merging arms. And I love seeing collector lanes. Okay, so let's just put that like that. Perfect. Okay, so let's put it on 3 speed, and of course. Oh my goodness. Let's just use one of these right here. There we go, perfect. Okay, so everyone's reconnected. Now, the most important thing, let's stare at traffic. And so obviously the trams, when we reintroduce those, that'll make a very big difference, but I just want to see how everything flows, how the lights kind of behave, how the, you know, traffic backs up, where it backs up. Are people actually using the lanes as intended? Oh, of course, I did not do these ones, yeah. Of course, this is why we're watching it. Oh my goodness. So let's put these back on, just double check here. Oh my goodness. In a world of sweet, sweet, bitter irony, I do this again to us. Oh my goodness. But this time I was, you know, I was paying attention. Sort of. Okay. Honestly, like, already I can tell this is way, way, way better. Like, holy smokes, this is way better. And so this, since it's now a more professional highway, this will continue over to here, in kind of a straight line too. My original idea was to kind of end this highway before crossing the river, but now that I see how, you know, how much volume we can definitely take with this, let's keep this going. Yeah, what a great addition. Okie dokie, I am very pleased. Alright, so what we need to do now is reintroduce our tram lines. I did want to maybe put that little back bypass up here, especially since we don't have the garbage dumps in the way anymore. So why don't we try that? And we'll go through one of the skinnier points here. And bring this over. And this is just temporary. I still plan on putting a little bit of a kind of like a bypass in these little secondary on and off arms. Those are going to go back in as well. I just want to get this kind of going first. Okay, so ideally, oh right, all these things are in the way. Oh, well that's easy. I think ideally what we'll do is go up and over like this, right? Oh, that's a cool idea. Oh, cool. Okay, can we get this to kind of go even? Alright, what is the trick to this? So that's got to be... I think this just needs to be slightly reworked. Slightly. Again, these are the kind of things I don't mind doing now, because, you know, the trams are not in place. It's relatively easy to fix, you know, larger pockets of the city. And you're not, you know, inconveniencing too many of your citizens, if that makes any sense. Okay, so that is slightly crooked looking because the way the zoning is, but or the way the grids kind of came through, but I really like this curve, but I don't know how to achieve it again. And so instead, let's just kind of go like this. And then maybe we can find a way to rework that. Okay, so sneak this across actually. And we'll just upgrade. There we go. And now we are going to lose that little one-way bit thing that we made right there, but we'll still get fairly decent spacing in between traffic lights. It's just, this is the curveball, this right here. So hopefully this is, you know, something for the best that we're doing. Okay, so let's rethink how these guys are all going to reconnect. And I don't necessarily like that slope per se. And I think this can probably be done a little bit more, you know, a little bit nicely as well. Okay, so let's bring this down to say here. There we go. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay, so this was one way, which it can still be. And that just goes like that. That's totally fine and dandy. And then now, this should be one way, so we get to that little bypass a little bit quicker. A little bit more quickly, I should say. Use the proper grammatic tense, which I am famous for never doing. Even though English is my first language, I don't really speak it all that well sometimes. But, what can you do, right? I think the whole point of language is to be, you know, understood. So if people understand what you're saying, then that's kind of half the battle in my mind, right? Which is why I have no problem. Like, I know some of you guys, English is not your first language, and you do have a bit of, you know, trouble typing out and that kind of stuff. Like, totally don't worry, like spelling mistakes, that kind of stuff. Doesn't bother me. If you guys are looking to chat, I will do my absolute best, you know, we can get a conversation going. I'll even do some Google translating if I have to. I like to help you guys, you know? Because I know this game, it is a little bit overwhelming sometimes. Especially when you're doing some of the more ambitious projects, you know? Sometimes it's good to have, you know, some motivation, a little bit of help here and there. That's kind of what I'm here for, guys. Okay. And so, the $1 million idea is to reconnect, again, that little line, but hopefully it won't. I'm kind of worried it's going to cause a little bit of a problem for us, you know? So why don't we just sneak this into where that one way is? Yeah, because the bypass, I mean, it'll definitely help. And I don't want to talk myself out of this. Let's do this. And then worst case, we can always replace it, right? Yeah, so let's just do that. And then so you essentially coming in, breaking off directly into our industrial zone, doing some business here, very quickly going back to the highway if you want, avoiding this interchange. If not, you can use this interchange to kind of move freely throughout the city. And we should have a quick little way back as well. And this will just be for, you know, residents, everyone on this kind of part of the world who's looking to get back to the highway relatively quickly with, you know, out having to backtrack a little bit south to get, you know, over to that interchange. Oops, I wanted that to be curved. There we go. Now, again, not the most even. I think we can make it even just for the sake of, you know, some symmetry here. And so I guess that would require bringing that like that. And then these line up, yes they do, and then that goes like that. Okay, so I'm going to 3-speed this. And hopefully this backup goes away because we're giving all these trucks an option, right? Oh, and then for those of you who are curious, I did try to tinker around with the timing of the lights, that kind of stuff. It did essentially the opposite. Like, it created too much of a backlog on this, which I was hoping it wouldn't do, but... I mean, it's not the worst. It's fast moving, but it's, again, it's not quite the fix. So maybe we'll let this run a little bit longer and see if that kind of does anything for us, right? I never actually showed you guys the upgrade to the heating pipes from before. So you can see now we're, we're piped up. We got our hot water network. We got lots and lots and lots of available heat on demand. So we're ready for that temperature to drop. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. Traffic looks like it's okay now. It's kind of an ongoing battle here. And the thing that I find a little bit frustrating, and I didn't quite notice this till, until I guess, well, I wouldn't say now, because I actually knew it before, but this just reminded me. The 2-lane roads, they accumulate snow, whereas the regular highway ones, they don't. So you can kind of see, right, to get rid of, you do that. But then we're going back to that same, Can't even do that everywhere. So much to consider. Well, let's keep this for the moment. I know that snow might start to accumulate there, but again, we'll keep an eye on it. Okay. So let's put the tram tracks back in, or the tram network back in, and that'll be kind of, we'll kind of end the episode off like that. So you can kind of see here, we've given ourselves a little bit more room for our network growth. Okay, so let's do a few big lines. Let's just do a nice big wide one that goes on the outskirts. Let's just back that up and go like this. Perfect. Stop near our little central park, which is basically central forest, as one of you kind of pointed out, which is kind of true. But park space, it's important. Trees, shade, all that kind of stuff. It just makes the city more livable. And of course, it does also help big time with pollution, just like in real life and in the game. Like noise pollution and that kind of stuff. Hey, cool, we're a big city now. That's exciting. Getting one step closer to unlocking another tile, and then we can start working on this little interchange here. Probably turn that into a double merging crossover as well. Okay, so let's just make the corresponding line go in the opposite direction over here. Perfect. And gotta make sure we don't miss any stops. There we go. Hidden away under these little icons. Okay. There we go. Almost missed that one too. Sneaky, sneaky. Where are you, my friend? Aha, there it is. Okay, so did we not do any overlap? No, I guess there is no. Well, that must be a stop there, so I guess there is overlap. Okay, so that's those guys wired up. That's great. Glad these are back in action. Okay, so let's make that really cool kind of purpley blue color again. Get that going for both of these. There we go. Okay, that is that. And let's do... So it looks like we could probably do a little box, say like this. Just do one kind of like that. And then we can do one that goes, the whole length like this type thing. And we got some room for some growth, and we can add a new one, through here or something like that. But again, I don't want to go tram overboard, because then it becomes a little bit borderline tacky, right? So we'll put lots of trams in, don't get me wrong here. It's just we're going to be efficient with them, that's all. And then these will be kind of complemented by buses, by an in-town little train network, and then of course by our subway system. And these are, you know, these are down the road, obviously, but it's fun to plan for, you know, for our public transit. Oh, I probably should have started that back here. That was kind of my game plan, right? No, you know what we can do? Let's just keep that as a wide one, that's fine. Kind of make our little lakeshore kind of road here a little bit more important. Okay. And we'll just back this up. A little bit of overlap in terms of the stops, which is fine and dandy. Nope, we did not miss anyone. Sometimes it's tricky. There we go. Okay. Now we're going places. Okay, perfect. So that is that back in place. And then same story, let's make that kind of unified color. Nice purpley blue color. Cool. Okay, and then just, yeah, one more line here. And we'll put one more in, I guess, later on as the city kind of grows, but for the moment, yeah, just one more. And then this one we can just kind of sneak through this way. Oh, you know, it'd be kind of cool actually, is if we no, this is getting, I'm gonna make this way too complicated. So let's just, yeah, let's just go like this. Because I imagine most of the routes, oh, actually it's not in the right direction again. Most of the routes are probably gonna change at least once more. Just as we kind of grow, we can incorporate some new, you know, some new roads, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll go like that. I know those stops are a little bit close together, but I'd rather have that than too few, you know, too far the spacing. Okay. There we go. We are back and running. Alright, now I have a feeling we're going to put one more incinerator in because we took out that garbage dump. I should take out 3 of them now. Okay. And there we have it. Okay, so we have an updated highway. We have some calls for some garbage, which is totally fair. I understand that. Let's put in some more recycling. Maybe put one of those over here, because the recycling they're pretty cool. They don't pollute and they don't really make too much noise in the grand scheme. Okay, so I'll put one of those over there. Definitely digging that. Oh yes, look at all these. Oh my goodness, a fleet of TTC vehicles. I love this. Perfect. Okay, so we'll bring the lights up. Do a little cinematic right here. Sneak a peek at how the city is unfolding. Man, what a difference to traffic. Still gotta figure out that whole snowplow situation, but man, oh man, have we ever done the right thing, though. Yeah, I'm definitely saying this is a win. The express and collector lanes, much, much, much better approach. Because all the backup's gone, the load's been spread around. So people have, you know, they got more options now to get in and out of the city. Since this has now been upgraded, we can get a little bit more traffic, you know? Kind of off some of these bridges. Yeah, no, this is great. Absolutely great. And so we'll probably have one more interchange around here, and we can even have one that kind of comes at an angle, which will be kind of cool. And we could even make this one a highway over highway interchange, just so we can get a little bit more, you know, traffic routing. But no, yes, we did it. I'm so happy. Okay. So let's celebrate before we end the episode by adding just a little bit of zoning. And keeping that high density theme alive. And we could probably use one more road through here. And then, just for the sake of the noise, a little bit of offices just kind of right here. Cool stuff. Alright guys, that is it. I will end the episode here, because I gotta get ready and get going to work, because I'm a maniac and woke up early just to do this, because I literally was dreaming about the city. Like, I made the last episode, you know, last night a little bit late. And yeah, I dream about the city a lot, or like, you know, city skylines in general, so a bit of an odd job like that. Okay guys, let me know what you think of the fix. I do appreciate all the suggestions and everything that kind of made this possible, so thank you very much everyone who was involved in this. And yeah, so I guess I'll get another episode out as soon as I can for you guys. I'm having a lot of fun making these. And the city, it's really coming together. Like, just for a few short episodes, you know, we're motoring here. So yeah, I'm liking the way things are going. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts, and definitely let me know what you think of this upgrade. Okay, guys, take care. Until the next one, yeah, I guess I'll see you then. But yeah, take care of yourselves.